So earlier last year, Amazon started to block ADB debugging. But not only that, they also started to block home launcher apps. And these were apps that allowed you to customize your Amazon home screen so you didn't have as many adverts on the front. It's super annoying, and I hate having a streaming device just stuffed full of advertisements. And it's actually gotten worse with Amazon. They've started to add more advertising slots while also restricting users who want to be able to customize the device they paid for. But that brings us into today's video, where there's a brand new launcher manager that you can use with your favorite home screen customization app, such as Wolf Launcher, which is going to be one of the ones we're installing in today's video. Now, I want to start off by saying this method could be blocked at any point. So if you're watching this video, you did the steps and it didn't work, I'm sorry, it's just how things go with Amazon. They tend to want to maximize profits as much as possible. And that's really the whole point of the advertising, obviously. They want you on their home screen as much as humanly possible. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get into installing the brand new launch manager.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make these steps as easy as possible. So just follow along and we'll get through it. Don't worry, it'll be quick. First, head and install Downloader from the Amazon App Store. It's this big orange app. Most of you already know this step, so go ahead and skip to the next one. Then you want to head over to your settings menu. Scroll down until you find My Fire TV. Head to the About section and click on your device 5 to 7 times until it says you're a developer, just like me. If you head back one screen, click on Developers options, click on Install Unknown Apps, you'll now be able to activate Downloader. This means it can now prompt downloads as soon as you, or prompt installs as soon as you download it. Did it backwards there. So now go ahead and open up Downloader. You can do that just by accessing your apps. Now we're gonna head to my website because I have both apps you need for today's video directly on the download section. Type in code 773820. This is just a shortened URL that's going to bring you directly to my website. Click the go button. And here we go. It's all going to load up right here. Now, before we go any further, click on those 3 horizontal lines, vertical lines, horizontal, on the top right, and then scroll down until you find Add Current Page to Favorites. This is just going to add my download section directly to your favorites. So next time, if you want, you can just head to this left-hand side, click Favorites, click Downloads, boom, you're back on my website. Super quick and easy. Okay, so now in the Firestick app section, scroll down until you find this one right here. It says Firestick Launch Manager, new launcher manager for Fire TV devices, not the Fire TV Cube one. Click this one. This is going to bring you to another page once you exit through these annoying advertisements. Sorry guys, I also need to make a little money, but I promise you if you use an ad blocker, I won't be mad. Scroll down until you find this giant download button right here. I make it super obvious for you guys. Click on it. That's going to prompt the install, and we can download this brand new Launch Manager F0SF. So go ahead and click install. Okay, now before we open it up, we need to install one more app. So click done. Then you're going to click back, and you want to head back to your previous page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to install Wolf Launcher. So head back up. And you're going to see the Wolf Launcher APK under NVIDIA Shield and Android TV apps. You can use that one. It's perfectly fine. Again, that big download button right there. And we can go ahead and install it. Okay, so now that we have Launch Manager installed and we have our launcher ready, this is where things get a little more complicated. So you are going to need another Android device. In this case, I'm using my NVIDIA Shield TV. You could probably do it on an Android phone, an Android box, a Google Chromecast TV, anything where you can install an Android APK directly on. Now you're going to want to head to Settings, head to My Fire TV, head to About, and scroll down to Network. Now what we're going to need is our IP address right here. Make sure you write it down. Yours might have a different amount of numbers than mine, and just have that ready. I'm going to hide mine for privacy reasons, obviously.
So before we go any further entering our IP address, I want to tell you about our sponsors, IPVanish. IPVanish is a great way to stay protected online because it masks your current IP address, hiding all of your information, even from your internet service provider, that always keeps logs of what you're doing online. That's why when I do anything with my IP address, or I'm watching a movie, or I'm streaming on Kodi, I always activate IPVanish first. I'll typically select a US IP address or an IP address from the UK, depending on what I'm trying to view. It's compatible across pretty much all your devices, and you can connect it, I think, up to around 10 devices at a time. In fact, I even share my subscription with some of my friends. This is a super cheap and affordable way to stay protected while you're doing a ton of different tasks online. I have a discount code down below in the description that will bring you to my discount page where you get over 75% off, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee just in case you don't like it. Honestly, this is a great way to support the channel, and I appreciate all of you that decide to purchase through my link because they do give me a nice kickback, which allows me to create more content for you.
Now, the last thing we have to do is head back to developers options and make sure ADB debugging is turned on. This is because we're going to remotely access our Fire TV Cube from our Android-based device. You guys are going to see in a second. Now, the app I installed on my NVIDIA Shield is Remote Shell ADB. I just went on downloader, typed in Remote Shell ADB APK, and downloaded it from up to down. So you guys can do that as well if you want, but you need this app. I've already typed in my IP address at the top, and what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to click that connect button right there. So we're going to press that. Now on our Firestick, you're going to see this pop up, allow USD debugging. I'm going to go ahead and press OK. This basically allows that connection from our NVIDIA Shield. So now you're going to see this screen popped up. Now, before we go any further, there's one more thing we have to get and do because we're going to need to type in 3 lines of code to make sure our launch manager works consistently. Okay, so this next step is pretty simple. What you're going to want to do is head to my website where I've listed the 3 lines of code in the blog post for launch manager. You're going to have to copy and paste or type in these lines of code individually into that command line and then press enter. Once all 3 lines of code are entered, you're good to go. And then we'll move on to actually testing out the launch manager. So I've linked the blog post down below in the description, and you can see I have the first line of code copied and pasted. Since I'm on my NVIDIA Shield, I can just use the NVIDIA Shield TV app right here. This allows me to copy and paste the line of code directly in. So let me just go ahead and do that. This will pop directly up like this. That way we don't have to manually type it in. Now, if you want, you can definitely also just pause the video and type it in as you see it. It's just going to take a lot longer. Now you're going to want to enter the second line of code right there. And now enter the last line of code right there. 3 lines of code entered. I put them on screen when I was entering them just to make it easier if you guys don't want to go copy and paste them. This is all entered correct. Let's head back to our Fire TV Cube. Okay, so now let's head to our apps and we want to head to our new launch manager, which is at the bottom right here. We're going to click on that. So now you're going to see handler status inactive. We want to go to custom launcher. Now we selected Wolf Launcher. You can use any one you want, just for whatever. I'm going to use Wolf Launcher. It's the one I've always used. There's obviously, honestly, better ones now as well. You're going to go ahead and click on that right now. It says Wolf Launcher is now your custom launcher. Now what's left is to test it out. Now before we restart our device, go to handler status, click that. It now says active and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and reboot our device. You can do that a few ways. You can hold down your play, pause, and your OK button at the same time, or unplug your device, or just turn it off and then unplug it. Totally up to you how you guys want to do it, but let's test it out. Okay, now on boot up, this thing should have Wolf Launcher pop up. Let's check this out. And it took a few seconds, but it did pop up. So you can see there's a bit of a delay there from when it starts up. And that is one of the things AFTV News pointed out. But now every time you restart your device, you will have your Wolf Launcher or whatever launcher you decided to go with available to customize. And if you don't know with Wolf Launcher, there is a lot of customization that you can do. You can create folders, you can move stuff back. It's really simple and easy to operate. So that's pretty much it, guys. A really easy way to start using custom launchers again. Thank God somebody figured this out.
So that's everything for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helped you out so you can start using custom launchers again. And, screw Amazon a little bit. They like to block things. We don't like to block things. We like to unlock them, and that's what we do at UGT, guys. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. See you guys later.